Hey, this is Sparrow. You're listening to Sparrow Speaks. My pronouns are he, him, and they, theirs. Um, Welcome to episode 4. We were last talking about this part 3 of disabilities and financial mindsets. And I did film part of this last week, but I had not gotten any sleep at all. And like listening back to it, you can tell. So I think I was just gonna scrap that, not only once from recording without my mic, but like scrapping another one. And so it's become, I don't know if you can hear the mowing in the distance, but we're gonna go on anyway. Getting my calories in. Not sponsored, I just seriously, safety foods are important. I've had so many ideas over the last week, and also just going through tobacco withdrawal and all kinds of stuff like that. So like I've really just been exhausted and getting back on my feet again, which is, it happens. I'm glad I'm at least attempting to record right now. The sun is going to be setting pretty soon, so we'll see where it goes from there. I'm trying to decide if I just want to keep talking about disabilities and financial mindsets or come back to that, because I'm just not sure what I was talking about. And it's something I'm still struggling with, so it's not something I have all the answers to. I guess I'll just summarize. Yeah, my whole point for talking about this was I wanted people to not have shame about having disabilities or needing more, or being more expensive. I came from a family that had a lot of internalized ableism, stayed looking very high functional, and through that developed a type of hyper independence, which I'm trying to break that generational curse, which I've gotten much better at. But it's like, in trusting the universe, you have to understand that while society while Western societies and capitalism and all that jazz raises you to have that internalized shame about needing more rest time and or more comfort items, or handicap aids. Where is I going with this? Oh yeah, they train you to be upset about that. But the universe itself is not ableist. So if you can like train your subconscious to understand that you deserve all these things you want, and even if that's just binging shows or just sleeping for 5 days in a row, like I don't want anyone to get the idea that I'm suggesting that you should completely hibernate, just avoid your world. But we go to the other extreme too much, I feel like, of too much action. And you really have to balance those energies of what can you do and what small goals you have and make compromises. No such thing as laziness. And I would even say we're so far off, many of us, from being this way, but we're not really greedy either. And it's helped me a lot in the past like year. No, it might be almost like 2 years now, from the point where I wrote down, like, I'm going to allow myself to be lazy and greedy. And it has helped a bit for me to understand what I was doing to limit myself. And now I work really hard to have goblin days. There was a TikToker, she mentioned, she said, I'm either going to have a good day or a goblin day. And a goblin day is what would have been a bad day, but you just stop everything and give yourself all the comforts you need to the best of your ability, and come back to whatever problem you have tomorrow. Which I guess goes to time abundance mentality, because that goes hand in hand with money abundance mentality. Is you have to understand there's so much more time than you think. For me, I know, like, if I live a long life, I'm 30 now, but I got another good 50, 60 years in me. And so if you keep putting towards the smallest efforts towards the things that are important to you, then I have like 4 goblin days a week, if not more. You're still going to be making progress. You can still guarantee to your lizard brain, your anxiety mind, that you're going to get there. And I guess the hard part is when you try to force yourself to do something you really want to do, but can't get through that barrier for too many years. Sometimes creative projects do die, which is really rough, but it does not mean that there will not be other opportunities, other amazing creative projects stored in your system. And you just have to be patient with yourself and compromise with your inner child, with your disabilities, with your needs. A great example, I'm letting you guys see this right now. I started off this week cutting just my thumbnails to get me to start cutting my nails, because it's been like probably over a month. And then I think today or yesterday I just cut the fingertips. And so at some point I'll get annoyed and cut them all, but even if I only do 2 nails a day, like, I still get it done, you know? And that's so much more important than masking and appearing neurotypical and getting that much content out. And because I know that's what what a lot of us are thinking we have to do to get money, is be as productive as someone neurotypical. And that's not how that works. Cassie Winters is another great YouTuber with freeze trauma response and physical disabilities and the neurospicy and all that good jazz, who found out after a decade how to compromise with herself and her body. And now she runs her own businesses. And it's not to say you have to run your own businesses. That's another thing I really want to bring up, is that my roommates are in the kitchen. Hold on a second. Regather my thoughts. I believe there are ways to get money without working a 4 or 5 day week job or more. And I've been working really hard with myself to figure out how that works for me. Quote from Eartha Kitt, don't focus on the money, focus on what you love and the money will come. And I believe that to be absolutely true. I used to be very good at manifesting all growing up. It was something other people in my family did, 11:11 on the clock. And then I started meeting people who either got jealous of me or thought that life had to be really rough. And it's not saying I didn't go through anything in childhood, but I was good at manifesting. And yeah, so then being around really pessimistic people for a long while and settling, I started to feel bad about myself. And the only times I've not gotten what I wanted with manifesting is in these periods where I'm settling and I think that I have to go above and beyond to deserve these things. So I'm coming back to myself now, but it's taken years. But my point is, no one should be settling for less than they want. I don't care how expensive it is. And I feel like one of my purposes in this life as a free black man is to be absolutely my authentic, neurotypical, bougie self, you want to call it. Like, I deserve to be expensive. And so I'm working to change my alignment to allow me to be able to have all these expensive things, because I've seen miracles happen all the time. It's just a matter of trust, and it's easier said than done, of course. This is why I say some of these intentions I've been setting for myself, it's taken months, if not years, to shift, but it's getting easier every day. And so, 13:33 on the clock. I will get into this more in other episodes about manifesting, or about whatever you guys are interested in. I have so many topics flooding through my brain all the time. And one of the main reasons why I brought up financial abundance mindset in these past couple episodes has been because I'm trying to consider whether I want to have a Patreon tier for to see Sparrow Speaks earlier than others. And if I did it, it would be only $1 or $2. But I don't want to drain the fun out of it. So it might be more like a donation thing if you're really interested in this. I'll put all the info in my link tree. No guarantees anything will be up right now. But yeah, I appreciate anyone, even for just listening this far. I know if this is something I want to say, then it's something that someone wants to hear. There are a billion different ways to say the exact same thing, but sometimes we need a different perspective to help us out. I think that was everything I wanted to talk about. If it's really important, it'll come back up in another episode, I'm sure. Yeah, you can do all the things: subscribe, like, comment. I really appreciate you listening once again. This has been Sparrow Speaks. See you next time.